Today I'm making meatballs in a beautiful broth with kale underneath. It's a dish that comes from a little town in the north of Italy. It's a different take on meatballs. You can use ground pork, ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, anything you want, but I suggest it be organic. So I have Wagyu ground beef in here, a pound, ground pork, and ground veal. You add in your seasonings before you mix up your meatballs. So I'm going to add in 1 egg, fresh ground pepper, salt. I put oil in mine just to keep it moist and bind it all together. I use Parmesan cheese instead of breadcrumbs, and oregano. I would usually use fresh seasonings, but I haven't been to the store because we're quarantined here at the house. So I'm trying just to use all of my dried spices. Crushed red pepper. These seem to be my go-to spices. Garlic powder. And 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's. It's just a mix of different seasonings. You want to mix all this around, but you're not going to want to over mix your meat because if you do, it gets dry. This is the same way that I would make my meatloaf. Give or take a spice or two, but always the egg, always the oil, and always the meats. And I always do a few different meats, but you don't have to. You can do just beef if you want, or you can do just turkey. You can use any chicken broth that you might have, or you can just make chicken broth with bouillon. But I have some beautiful bone broth that I have cooked before. So if you want to see that recipe, you can click the link below and it'll show you my bone broth recipe. You could put salsa in here and turn it into albondiga soup and not do the kale. So my bone broth is boiling away on the stove. I rolled up my meatballs. I'm just gonna drop them right into the bone broth. Not gonna sear them or anything. Kind of big. But that's how I like them. Do like 2 meatballs per serving. I'm gonna add a can of San Marzano tomatoes in there because I don't have quite enough bone broth. But and the taste of my bone broth is really strong, and my meatballs are pretty strong. I tested one, so I'm gonna put some of this in to kind of mellow it out. I always use my immersion blender to blend up the tomatoes in the can. It's just easier than trying to chop them all once they get in the pot. In with my canned tomatoes. So I'm gonna boil these or just till they're almost done, and then I'll put my kale in. Just organic green kale. So here it is all finished. It's just a lighter approach to meatballs and anything to get the bone broth in you. Thanks for watching.